welcome to my channel. I am here with some more Amazon reviews for new products that have just landed at Amazon. So if that sounds interesting, I hope you'll join me for the next half hour or so. And I am a member of the Amazon Vine program, which means that I can select up to 3 items that have been put into their program for free each day. And the only thing I have to do in exchange for that is pay taxes on it as income and submit a written review. So let's get into it. Let's see what we've got. So first, you guys, they finally had a Mahjong set. Now it's a mini Mahjong set, but for some reason, there's always a lot of Mahjong accessories available to pick from in the program, but never the actual Mahjong game itself. So they finally had one and I jumped on it. And so it looks like this. Now, from my understanding, I don't know how to play Mahjong yet, but my understanding is that the normal size tiles are big enough that they can stand on their own, but the mini ones, you need a tray for them to stand in. So it comes with, it looks like 4 trays. I don't know if you have to have 4 people to play Mahjong. I kind of hope you can play it with 2 people, because I'd like to play it with Jason. But it comes with instructions, and of course there's tons of instructions online. Some of the accessories that I could buy or that I could order separately have instructions. But does it say you need, there's 144 tiles. It does say it's typically played with 4 people, but I'm sure if it's possible to play with 2 people, I'm sure there's instructions somewhere. And I don't know if, I've played Mahjong matching games on the computer before, but not, or like uncover the Mahjong tiles. They're all like stacked on top of each other and you got to match them to uncover them and stuff. That's not, I don't think, what Mahjong is. Mahjong is getting, and I don't even know what they're called, but in my brain, I'm equating it to sets and runs, but maybe it's just sets. Like, can you collect all 4 of these tiles? Kind of thing, but I don't know. I've never played, so I do not know how this works. And then you've got this. So like I said, 144 tiles and 2 dice, I guess if there's 2, and a velvet bag to keep your tiles in, which is nice. And this, so really, I guess, technically you probably have everything you need to play the game with this. But you might want to get yourself a neoprene mat to play it on, which would be nice, you know, depending on what kind of table you're trying to play it on. That might be helpful. Okay, I should put these in last. Sorry, I'm trying to get the stuff put back. And they've got, I'm guessing, like cheat sheets for what goes together, because I think you're trying to get a certain, I'm using card terminology, but I think you're trying to get a certain meld when you're doing this. And so there's accessories where you can get like all the possible melds that are available, and then like almost like a reading line thing that you can lay on over top of it to, you know, so you're only looking at what you're trying to do. So I don't know if it's like a phase 10 kind of thing where you're building, like trying to get something different each round. I have no idea. But I was super excited when they had that kit, and it retails it retails. What does it retail for? So like I said, this is a mini Mahjong set, and it retails for $25.99. So definitely a good entrance price for getting into this game. And then if you decide you like it, then you might want to spend more money to get, you know, some really high quality tiles. Just like there's collector tiles for dominoes, there's collector tiles for Mahjong. But yeah, just looking at some of the other like items that you can get to go with the other accessories. There's cards you can get to go with it. You can get all different kinds of bags to carry it, which I've seen. Some of these, oh my goodness, some of them, like there's a set for $270. So you can do a whole lot with that, but that I think will be fun. The next product is these. So I got this for crafting, but if you're familiar with, if you worked in an office or something, you may be familiar with this style of binding is really, I guess, what you'd call it. Okay, it's taped shut, so let me get my, sorry that I don't know, I feel like I'm like too far away from the camera, but then I know some people think some of us are too close to the camera when we're filming. So hopefully it's just right, and we've got a Goldilocks situation going on here. So maybe legal documents, I don't know. But you would punch a couple holes in the top of your paper or your folder or whatever, and you've got these metal pieces, metal wires or whatever. You would put them through, oh, am I using, let's use a different color. You feed it through like this. I don't know, maybe I did it backwards because it's got these things to help. So maybe I did do it backwards. Let's try it this other way. My guess is it doesn't matter a whole lot, but this feels a little bit more correct. And it doesn't look like there's instructions unless there's instructions on the bottom, but I'm sure you just look at it in the picture and it'd be pretty obvious. Okay, so you get it fed in here, then you can move these sliders over as needed, and then you put this through the holes that you punched and fold them like this. Oh, you guys, so I was right the first time. Hang on. Am I gonna be able to get this back out? Okay, let's do a different one. I had it right the first time because you need those sliders on the back to hold the folded pieces in. All right. Okay, so you get it on here, you fold it through the holes, you push it, you put it around the paper, and then you slide these over the ends to hold them in place. So just a way to bind papers. Technically, you know, for my paper pads that I'm going to do, I could use these on some of them, except that I'm not wanting to poke a hole in them. That's why I'm going to glue them like a tear pad. But anyway, there you go. That's how that works. I learned on the fly with you guys. So if I can learn it and figure it out, so can you. But kind of once you get it in there and get it bent, I mean, you can get it out and unbend it, but it doesn't appear to be all that simple to do that. But it does come in a nice case to hold them in. And let's see how many we got. There are 100 fasteners in this kit. Metal file fasteners, it's what it's called. I will have the link for these down in the description below. They are affiliated links, so thank you in advance if you like one of these items and use my link to make your purchase. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it's still, if you're a Prime member, it still works with your Prime, all that stuff. But there's 100 pieces in that for $5.99. That seems like a really good price. So whether you're in an office setting trying to use that or in a crafting setting, I think that's a really good deal. Not everything that I get in this program do I think is a good deal price-wise, but that one is. Now, I was so excited. They had an actual ESV Bible available. Now this, you guys, they don't, for these things that I consider more premium products, they don't have a lot of these. So you kind of have to be you have to be there at the right time to catch it. Like literally yesterday when they started loading a ton of stuff back into the system, stuff was gone like that. But I felt really lucky to be able to get this because ESV is one of the, it's the version that I use. I grew up using the NIV 1984 edition, and I was so upset when they updated it in like 2012 or I don't know, something like that, because I had memorized all this stuff in that older version and they changed some of the words. And so then I was like, So then I ended up switching to the ESV. If you are someone who reads the Bible and is familiar with versions, you might know that the ESV is more of a word-for-word translation of the original text, whereas I think the NIV is a more thought-for-thought translation. So all the different translations have different values in them, or values to using them. And but this one, a lot of churches in the Christian Church of Christ, a lot of them have kind of switched over to using this ESV version. But it is a beautiful, so I got this for Gracie, and it is a beautiful, but it's smaller than I was expecting. So it said it was a large print Bible, but I missed where it said it was a compact Bible. So this is the compact version, but look how, I mean, it's a beautiful color, and it is true tone. I don't know what the true tone means, but it's just beautiful. And so it's large print, but when it's in a compact version, it doesn't seem large print like maybe we remember our grandparents using, but it's way bigger than if it were regular print in a compact version, which I have a Bible like that. So it's definitely a bigger font, but you can see this does not leave you hardly any space. There's a little bit of margin. Some people absolutely will not write in their Bibles, and some people want to do everything in their Bibles. And it came with a ESV digital subscription, a free digital subscription. I'm not going to show the logo for that because it is reserved for people who have bought the print Bible. So just know that if you were to buy this, you would get an access code to get a free digital subscription to this. And this particular version is pretty locked down digitally. There are some versions that are in public domain, like the King James Version. There's a couple others that I can't think of at the moment. But this one is definitely not. They are very stringent on their copyright. So, but yeah, so if you're someone who does like to write a lot of notes, I mean, you might have a lot of space at the end of a book, but I mean, in all honesty, when I was growing up, I had a study Bible, but we didn't have a lot of margins. People didn't, the concept of journaling in a Bible really wasn't around back then. That's a fairly 21st century idea, I think. Not to say people didn't take notes in their Bibles, but I think people used separate notebooks to take notes in their Bibles back then. But now everybody wants it in, myself included, want our notes in the Bible, so it's always with us. But I got pretty good at writing super tiny in between, you know, in between the words when I needed to, and writing super tiny along the edges. So I don't think that's a drawback to this. But this one is obviously a smaller size. It does have the words of Christ in red, if that is something that you tend to look for. But yeah, it's a beautiful Bible. No complaints with this. And my thought is, so large print, compact, red letter. My thought is that it should have a pretty decent price point being a smaller version. But let's see if that's true. I'd been looking for an interleaved. The ESV makes an interleaved Bible, which means it has a blank page in between every page of text. And those are pricey. But with my Bible that I've been using, I've been making it interleaved myself. So I've been inserting copier paper. Like when I have a book that I'm going to study, I've been inserting it myself. And that's going to tear up the binding pretty quickly. But I think that the interleaved one that there is, I don't like, mine is a journaling Bible, so it's got kind of thicker paper that make it better for note taking, and I don't think the interleaved one does. I think it's more typical Bible paper. So I've steered clear of it up till now. All right, the ESV large print compact Bible, red letter edition in True Tone Pink, imitation leather, $22.98. And if you get multiple items from this particular shop, you can get 98 cents off, and it's available for Prime 2-day shipping. All right, and it says that it's part of the ESV large print compact Bible red letter 12 books. I don't know what that means. This listing only has the one color, but let me click on this link. Oh, they just have it in other colors in other listings. So, all right, next, I got this. Oh, yes. So this is, shoot, this is not mine, so I'm not going to be able to test it out for you guys. This is a black sketch pad, and so full of black paper, but that means you need special markers. A lot of Jelly Roll pens are really good to use on black. Do you think Jason will get upset if I try to use one of these pens on one of the papers? Like, where can I do this that it won't? Oh, they're perforated sheets. So let me try putting it on like the part that would not be, so I don't mess up the, okay, they really do seem Jelly Roll-like. So I just put my initials on there. So I think this is a good little set of pens. Jelly Roll pens themselves are not cheap. If you go to Michael's, I don't know what they cost on Amazon. And Jelly Roll is a brand, I believe. So these seem very comparable in their look. Like they look like Jelly Roll, the same kind of lids to the pens, for example, but a nice variety of colors. And I can't tell if it's takes a while to dry. Okay, it's already dry, so you can kind of look, you know, from the side to see if it's dry or not. So that is a nice little set. Let's see what this cost. Kids. Well, so of course Jason's the one that got this. Kids love this kind of thing. But so do journalers. Journalers do too. Or artists. What am I saying? There's all kinds of people that like this. All right, you get 30 sheets of black paper with 12 color gel pen set. The paper, in case you're interested, is 98 pound or 160 GSM. And it is a 5.5 by 8.5 inch size. Spiral bound, it is $8.99. And it is available for 2-day shipping, and it currently has a 90-cent coupon available. So that also seems like a really good deal. I mean, the markers alone would cost that. I think you can get 3 Jelly Roll pens for $9.99 at Michael's. So take that for what it's worth. Okay, the last things we're going to look at are some iPad cases. So we got, this was again a slow day, meaning they didn't have a lot of things to choose from. So we just decided to get cases for our iPads. So the cases that we already have for our iPads are pretty basic, but these look like they were magnetic and could do a few different positions. But of course I'm filming on my iPad, so I can't like demonstrate this for you, but on the actual device is what I mean. I think we had the option of getting black or white. So my work iPad has a Apple stand with keyboard, magnetic stand with keyboard that I love, but those are like $100. But this one is not that much, but this part is magnetic, so you just stick it on there. And this one I think is a 13-inch, so for a bigger iPad. And this part is magnetic. And then you can see it's supposed to make several different configurations of ways that it can be folded. So you could do like that. You can do, you know, a more typical like that. I don't know how many different variations there are to this, so let's look it up. But anyway, I do not have screen protectors on my iPads because I have a case that covers, which this would, so you could obviously get yourself a screen protector to go with it, but it does not come with one. All right. Is this, they're all in the same box, but two of them are, okay. It's the Smart Devil brand. The one I just showed you was the 13-inch 5-way stand. Full pencil support, rebound magnetic case. Let me see if I can So it's got different ways here that you can fold it. And here's some more examples here. Seamless pencil slot, which is up at the up here. They're saying is where you'd put the pencil. And that's why it's curved a little bit there. So you can also stand it up. Well, you can, you know, you can be standing it up this way or this way. So, all right, so let's just check the others. I think they're the same, but just different sizes, but let's just make sure. So the 13-inch one is $31.99. This one is an 11-inch black. That's also an 11-inch black, but one of them feels heavier than the other. And they're both Smart Devil. I'm trying to see if there's any difference. They must have been, you can't normally get the same product twice in the Vine program, so they must have been from different sellers. So one of these is for Gracie, and one of them is for me. The big one was for Jason, because he has a bigger tablet. Yeah, this feels like super light. Like, is one of them magnetic and one of them is not? Yep, one of them is not magnetic. So the non-magnetic one is for Gracie. So, okay, so this one comes with a case or a screen. Oh, that's right. Gracie picked this because she has stickers on the back of her iPad that she wanted to be able to see. So that's why hers is not magnetic, because the magnetic part would have hid all the stickers. So this is just a simple full cover case. Well, I guess this is the back, right? Because of the camera. So this is the back, and then you pull this down to use it, and then you can put it back here to stand it up. All right, so, okay, so that we do have 3 totally different case styles here. So that one retails for, it's an 11-inch, retails for $24.99 and comes in black, light gray, sky blue, and pink. And here's pictures. So she wanted, like I said, the back to be able to show. All right, and then the last item is the smaller version of the magnetic one. Just check it out and make sure everything is okay with this one. Thank you, by the way, for spending a few minutes with me today. I know your time is valuable, and I really appreciate the views and make sure you click subscribe, because I'm hoping I've got a beauty advent calendar that I'll be doing a video on. I'm not saving it to do as a traditional advent calendar. I'm going to unbox the whole thing so that you can see if you want to buy one, if it's got enough stuff in it that you want. So here's just the smaller version, magnetic back, and then the multiple ways that you can fold this up to use. And the price for that one, yeah, it's the advent calendar is the Wow Beauty advent calendar, which I got and hauled on this channel last year during the month of December. But I got enough feedback that that's kind of boring to do advent calendars that way, and if you wanted to buy it by then, it's too late. And this is a haul channel or a review channel or whatever you want to call it, so that perhaps if you want to buy one of these, it doesn't do any good if I wait. So that will probably be the only product in that video, just because of the time. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. So this one, for the 11-inch, and what's great about these magnetic ones is, you know, they'll say, oh, your device is 10.9 inches. Well, 11-inch works just fine because it's a magnet. So it can be, I mean, you don't want to get a 11-inch one for a 13-inch device, but you know, it doesn't have to be exact. Compared to the ones that wrap around, those do have to be exact. So, all right, this 11-inch one is $29.99, and it says that it comes in pink, but the picture for pink is black. So, but it says pink, and it says white, and it says black. And you can also get double layer or single layer. Let me see if I can figure out what the difference is with that. Okay, I don't see any difference. The pictures are all the same, whether it's double layer or single layer. So I don't know what that means. That's not clear to me. Except that it's cheaper. Is it cheaper? Yes, the double layer ones are $29.99 and the single layer ones are $26.99. But again, I don't know what that means. And I don't see easily where it says what the difference is between the two. So take that for what it's worth. All right, well, that brings us to the end of this video. How did we do on time this time? Oh, right at 33 minutes. So that's kind of where I'm aiming for. So it's not that I don't want to spend more time with you, but people don't spend hours watching my videos. They spend on average 20 minutes watching the videos. So I figure a 30-minute video is a good enough time to show you about 5 things, 5 products, not be overwhelming, and hopefully if there's anything you saw you liked or would like to gift to somebody, you will take advantage of the links in the description below. And yep, so that's it for this. So wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.